Ian,
How
how
are
you
you, Pat?
doing?
You good?
I'm good, thanks very much. Yeah, you're what is it? You've got a better background than me, anyway. Whereabouts are you right now?
So I will show you. I am at my beautiful fight week future house for UFC Charlotte. This is the house where I am going to enjoy and experience becoming the top 15 ranked fighter in the world. And this house is absolutely stunning. So we are in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we have got this big, beautiful countryside home that is just stunning. There's my fat little naked baby enjoying some time on the with Mammy on the grass, and we have got this beautiful, beautiful, fresh, calm river with all the wildlife behind us to enjoy. We've got kayaks and paddle boards in the garage that we are absolutely going to take advantage of and run with during the week and have some fun. This is when I talk about being the future, Pat. This is part of being the future and changing the game and elevating what I believe is to be more elite in the next level. Nobody can sit here and argue with me and tell me that this isn't more elite than being stuck in a fighter hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Being stuck in a fighter hotel where you've got one room where you can't open a window, where you've got a sink in a bathroom so close to fucking your bed, and it's like you can barely pee without waking up the people in the room. Someone flushes the toilet next door to you, hear it. This is elite. This is the next level to ensuring that the family and the team vibe that I have created, my whole team is here with me. That while we're all here, we all experience, we have people that we're going to have the meals together. We're going to train together. We're going to travel together. You know, we've got our big cars at the front that we look like a presidential squad pulling up to a venue with the two big fucking black Chevrolet Tahoes. This is a luxury and just a beautiful place to be able to sit here with my family and friends and enjoy a week that can potentially be so hectic and stressful that when you come here, you forget about everything.
Yeah, brilliant. I wanted to just get started, take you out of the sunshine and the beautiful setting you have there, and just talk to you a little bit about Dublin. And I suppose if I was just to throw the word Dublin at you, like what would come to mind? Like what immediately floods into your head?
Portmanic Beach, High Rock, that walk of the coast from Portmanic to Malahide. I love the scenery of that entire countryside, like that entire walk. I miss Howth. I miss going out to Howth and going on the cliff walks, and I love. There's a specific spot in Howth that I absolutely love and adore. It's somewhere I've taken my wife, and it is special to me. There's a boat going by.
That's all right.
Jet
Yeah.
ski. Jet ski.
Keep the noise down, whoever that is. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that I remember as a kid from doing with my parents, to then going with like the love of my life and enjoying those walks. And I miss it a lot. I miss Dublin. I don't miss the grey skies.
Yeah.
But I miss everything else about it. And it's a lot of it is to do with actually Dublin as a whole. I miss where I'm from. I miss where I grew up. I miss my apartment that I had to get rid of because I knew that the journey of traveling. I had a beautiful apartment in Santry, Dublin, and it gets me emotional when I think about it because I fucking fell in love with it. Like I fell in love with it, like everything about it. I'm getting a bit emotional now thinking about it. It was the first place I've ever called home that wasn't my parents' house, and it was where me and my wife got to spend time together. And she would go off and work, and her place, like her stuff would all be there. And I'd come home from training, I'd come home from golf, I'd come home from being out with my friends, and she wouldn't necessarily be there all the time, but it would be my place. Her stuff would be in the right spots, and yeah, it was a home. And I literally don't have a home at the moment. I got rid of that to travel the world and stay in Airbnbs, and obviously it's a blessing and it's an adventure and it's a journey, but it hasn't come without sacrifice. And that sacrifice, while I love it, it still tugs at the heartstrings every now and then. I still look at photos and I tear up, and like now, it gets me emotional because I miss it. I love it. I've spent my entire life in Dublin, in Ireland, and the only reason I've left is to go and pursue my dream. That's it.
I was thinking of like after your last fight when you won and you were looking to fight in Florida again, and I was kind of thinking you're like with Dana White and you know the guys who might make the bookings and stuff. How often do you get to speak to them, or is this your big chance to speak to them when you have the mic in your hand? Like, how big a moment is that?
So I believe there's two ways I'm going to hit it this time. So I've been consistently telling them, saying that I want the UFC to come back to Dublin. We earn it, we deserve it. The Emerald Isle deserves that UFC return. I am that guy who is spearheading the second takeover, the Irish army that is about to come through. I'm that guy leading the charge. Yeah. I'm him. I'm doing that for Ireland and for Irish MMA. And I'm excited to be that guy because I know that I can achieve greatness for our country. And I can quite happily and confidently say that when I go out there, that I'm doing my country proud by doing what I do. And I want them to see it and understand it. And I want that machine that is the UFC back in Ireland to see what I bring, the excitement, the joy, everything that I can bring, and that is Irish MMA. I want the UFC to see that again because they've had it once, and it was arguably, it is the strongest following they've ever had. They never had anyone follow the sport like they did the Irish for Conor, and we can make that happen again. And I believe that will set the flame that will just burn and burn and burn. And I believe there's two things that I can do for that. I believe that it is me talking on the mic and talking in interviews about how I want them back, who I want to go back against. But it is also having me and my team, me, my wife, my management in Vayner Sports, put something across the table, across the desk as it was, so that it is in the hands of Dana White, Sean Shelby, Mick Maynard, and Hunter Campbell, so that they see it, they understand it, and that they think about it themselves with their own thoughts, their own opinions, without any interference, and then go, shit, this kid is legit. This kid is what we know he can be. Let's give him that back. And let's go to Dublin. Let's go to Ireland. Let's bring the UFC back and give this kid the fire he deserves behind him. And I think it will do so much for the Irish support that is there, but can just help grow it as a whole. And I'm excited for when that will happen because, Pat, it is going to happen. I guarantee it. I know it's going to happen. And to your point, I think it happens one of two ways. There's the Conor fight against Chandler that is potentially going to be at the end of this year, but we still don't know. To have me and Conor on a main card on a pay-per-view, that will be the biggest fight of the year. To have me and him fly the flag of our nation and generate so much excitement and enthusiasm in the sport in Ireland and in the media around Europe and around the world, to have these two Irishmen go out there and do what they love and show the world how good they are. That will be one massive reason, if that is to happen this year. If not, get me back to Dublin by the end of this year. Because if that's not going to happen this year, then I want the UFC back in Dublin by the end of this year. We can do a New Year's Eve card in Dublin. So I mean, we can do it. We can do whatever it is that they can physically, logistically make possible. We can do it. So let's make it happen. So they're my goals. And if whichever one happens, the other will be the next fight after. So if I get the Conor fight at the end of this year, then it will be Dublin at the start of next year. If Conor fight doesn't materialize this year, it'll be me back in Dublin against an opponent that will excite everybody in the MMA community, and then Conor and Chandler afterwards. That's my goal. That's my vibe.
Perfect. Well, listen, I have just one more question left for you. This guy looks like he's a veteran now. Like he's fought some decent names as well. So is it fair to say he's your toughest test yet? Like,
you could make that argument. I don't believe so, due to what I believe he's going to bring to the table and how good I am and what I've brought to the table now up until this point and the growth and evolution of my career. You could make that argument. But I can tell you right now that on Saturday night, May 13th, there isn't going to be a question about how much better than him I am. There isn't going to be any question marks about where I can go. That people are going to see it's evident, the skill set, the potential that this kid has. There's a reason I'm called the fucking future, and we're going to find out on Saturday night when I prove it and earn that number 15 spot in the world. And the truth is, Danny Rodriguez is irrelevant. He's got that number 15 spot, and my job is to go out there and take it. I'm going to make sure that there is no doubt that I am one of the best fighters on this planet.
Perfect. Well, listen, good luck. I want stuff back in Dublin as well. So go do it, and good luck at the weekend.
I'm going to make it happen. Don't you worry. I promise you. I promise you. Have my word that it is going to happen.